this video is all about externships and what they're all about. I started my externship June 11th, so actually last week. It has been an awesome experience so far, and as a Ross student I wanted to talk about what my externship experience was like from the starting process to where I am now. So let's get to talking. I finished my last mod. Well, I started my last mod the end of April, beginning of May. And the first day of my new mod, which was my 5th mod, they called us in and they started to talk to us about what externship was about, what the experience was, and how we were gonna start. They were gonna start looking for a place to go to. They asked what were our interests in, and at the time my interests were peds, cardiology, urology, and any specialties that had to do with like neonatal, OB, stuff like that. And so they took down, and they also asked you how far you were willing to travel for it, if you're working, what's your work schedule like, what hours do they have to work around, and everything like that, so they can find a good place for you. Also, were you looking for just like experience, or did you want to get hired from your externship? Me, I'm looking to get hired, so I wanted a place that was in the process of hiring with a higher possibility of getting hired. Like they say, they can't promise you that you'll get hired off your externship, but they'll work hard to find a place that does. So it was helpful. I filled out the paper, I got the paper to them and everything, and then I had to sit down with my career service person, and he talked to me about my grades and my attendance and everything like that. And my attendance was good, my grade point average was a 4.0, so I was pretty much open to a place that was really gonna do something for me. My biggest thing was that I wanted to go to a place that was gonna teach me how to do stuff, how to take all these skills that I learned from the classroom and apply them in real life. So that's what I wanted, and that was something that I stressed. I stressed it because it makes no sense to go someplace for 6 weeks and just sit there and not do anything. I wanted to learn. I wanted to apply these skills, and I wanted to learn new things too. So that was something that I stressed. I had my first interview in May. Yeah, in May, on a Friday at a family practice. The family practice was nice. It's a small place and everything. My first interview was almost 2 hours long. It was the longest interview that I've ever had. Everybody was so nice. It's one other MA who works there, and she was nice, and I got to talk to the office manager and everything. One of the things that she asked me about, that she said that set me apart, that made her want to know about me, was what my writing stuff was Dark Hunter stuff. So she asked me that, and I was telling her about the creative writing group that I'm in and everything like that. And it was cool because it was a conversation starter. So it was a long interview. A couple of weeks later, I had another interview at a pediatric office, and that interview was completely different. It was 20 minutes long, and I was in and out with enough time to go home, get dressed, and go back to school. So yeah, it was 2 totally different experiences, and I had to gauge. I think my biggest decision was going for a place that was willing to hire me, which was the family practice that treated older patients, or to go for something that I really thought I might have a passion for, which was peds. My biggest thing is that, not to be all religious and everything, when I can't make decisions, I look to God to help me make decisions and leave it up to fate. That's what I did. So I was like, God, whatever you want me to have, that's what I'll have, and I'll be happy, and I'm gonna work my butt off regardless. So I talked to my career counselor person, and he was like, well, the first place you went to really liked you, and they're already talking about going further with everything, and I think you should really look at that. I never really heard back from the second place. And then when I heard back from them, they had just hired, so they couldn't train an extern. So it was like, okay, so I'm going to the first place. Went through the rest of the mod, had to get paperwork done, signed, and everything like that. Tuesday, June 10th was my last day. June 11th I started. I was nervous, not a little nervous, a lot nervous, because you were walking into a place where it's not a classroom anymore. This is a real doctor's office that sees real patients. These are phone calls from real patients. You're doing EKGs and injections, not only your classmates, but real people who really are trusting you with themselves. So I walked in, I was nervous and everything, but I was welcomed with open arms. I'm loving where I'm at. I love my externship site. I really do. It's small. I get a lot of hands-on experience. The first day I took an EKG. Second day I was taking patients back and checking them in, and I did a blood draw my second day. So that's how fast. Now some places are different, because I talked to the MA who I worked with, and when she started her externship, the first 2 weeks of everything, she wasn't allowed to even touch a patient. But it's all how the facility where you're doing your externship is. Like classmates, like we talked today in our externship meeting. We have meetings every Friday where they have you come back to Ross, and then they sit down and they talk to you about your externship experience and everything. So today was my first one. Friday was my first one. So we were talking, and some people are only doing administrative work right now for this week, and then next week they start doing clinical stuff. Some people are hands deep in clinical stuff and haven't even touched administrative stuff. Some people are doing a lot of billing, and some people don't have to bill stuff at all. It's all different. But the thing is that you really have to be open-minded when it comes to extern. It's a learning experience. Think about it this way. You're learning a skill that you can use someplace else. You're learning a skill that you can become really good at and become really valuable at. You be open-minded to all of it and be hungry to learn. That's the biggest thing. If they can see that you're hungry to learn, people are going to want to teach you. And that's what I'm seeing, because I ask questions. I like asking questions. Walk me through how to do this. How do you do this? What's the procedure and everything like that? It's important. So that was my first week extern. So that's all I really got for you guys as far as the externship go. Career Services was really good with working with me. They wanted me to be satisfied with my site. They always are going to try to keep in touch with you to know what's going on, because they want you happy and they want you learning. They don't want you just sitting there, which is another reason why I like Ross, because that's just how they are. They want their students to have the best, and it's been shown. So I'm enjoying it. Probably next week I'll really try really hard to make another video talking about the second week, because the second week is going to be my full week, since I started in the middle of the week this week. So next week, Friday or Saturday, I'm going to try to get another video up talking about how my first full week of everything was, fill you in on what I did, how I did it, and everything like that. If you have any questions or comments or things that you want me to address in my next video, you know where to leave them in the comments below. Like and subscribe, because I love subscribers. They make me happy. I'll be seeing you guys next time. And remember, just do you and be happy. If Ross is where you want to go, go. But always find out more information and always ask questions. So on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.